The White House begins a project demolishing the east wing of the White House. We'll tell you what's going in its place.
And we show you why UNT basketball is on the square tonight. That and more coming up.
You get scared, I get scared. The question is why? I'll have the answers for you here live on North Texas Television.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Aaliyah Bordeaux.
And I'm Annie Tomlin. You know, Aaliyah, there's a lot happening in Denton right now.
I know, and we have a lot going on.
So let's send it over to our live reporter, Beth Spicer, who is currently talking to our basketball team. Beth?
Fun. I'm here at the Nightmare on Elm Street event, a tip-off event here to showcase the upcoming Mean Green basketball season. This event provides the community an up-close look at UNT men and women's basketball teams, plus TWU's women's basketball team. This event begins less than 1 hour right here at the square at 7 p.m. and it's free to all. Though this is the second year of the event, this will be first for new head basketball coach Daniel Robinson. This event is supposed to be lots of fun, so if you can come out, definitely do. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Beth Spicer. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Beth. Annie, it feels a lot colder outside.
I agree, Aaliyah, and I'm so glad because it's finally October.
I know, and we are sure that our weather anchor, Owen Davis, can tell us what to expect. Owen?
Thanks, ladies. Right now, it's actually feeling a little bit crisp. It's got a good 75 degrees. It feels slightly warmer at 77 with wind speeds of only 6 miles per hour. But as we get into tonight, it'll get quite a bit colder, about 10 degrees, which is going to drop down to 65. But it'll feel like 60. So if you plan on going anywhere tonight, please bring a jacket. Finally, tomorrow, we're going to start seeing some clouds roll in preparation for the rain this weekend, but we are going to hit the 80s. It'll be 83 degrees and only feel like 79. The winds are also going to pick up. I'll have a few more details about that rain later, but for now, that was First Look. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Owen. From battles in the streets to battles in courtrooms across the country, President Trump's immigration policy continues generating headlines. A federal judge in Chicago is holding another hearing this afternoon. Ivan Rodriguez reports on the latest.
Immigration raids flaring up across the country this week. A chaotic scene in New York Tuesday, bystanders stepped in as ICE agents began arresting street vendors illegally operating along Canal Street in downtown Manhattan. In Los Angeles, a federal marshal and an undocumented immigrant were injured after an immigration and customs enforcement agent's weapon discharged during an operation, according to officials. Investigators believe gunfire erupted after an ICE officer confronted a man in a vehicle and smashed a window with their service weapon, a law enforcement source said. Authorities believe the agent's weapon discharged while they were attempting to grab the suspect, striking both the suspect and a deputy U.S. Marshal. Both are expected to recover, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Meanwhile, across the country, a number of hearings are taking place related to the deployment of National Guard troops.
You would think that would be common sense.
President Donald Trump says he feels empowered to send National Guard troops into any city he sees fit after a ruling by an appeals court allowed his troop deployment in Portland, Oregon.
We have the right to use the National Guard to put out trouble.
His administration is urging the U.S. Supreme Court to allow a similar deployment in Chicago. The justices are reviewing whether lower federal courts were correct to block Trump from deploying hundreds of National Guard members to an ICE facility in the city's suburbs.
As the Trump administration continues to monitor the Gaza ceasefire agreement, Vice President J.D. Vance arrives in Israel. Today, the Vice President met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the President of Israel. Vance continues expressing optimism that the ceasefire can hold, but there is still no firm deadline for the next phases of the agreement. Violence over the weekend threatened the multi-step peace plan. United States envoy Steve Witkoff and President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner are also both in Israel. While Vance stays put in Israel, President Trump continues to oversee the construction of the White House in the ballroom. Demolition of the East Wing began earlier this week. There is some controversy about the demolition after earlier announcements said nothing would be demolished. The plans call for the massive new ballroom. The $250 million project will be finished in gold and crystal, and the room itself will be 90,000 square feet. The project will be paid by collection from donors.
Early voting continues across Texas ahead of the November 4th election. A total of 17 constitutional amendments appear on the ballot. Several amendments increase tax breaks for homeowners, but there are 3 specific amendments that limit the legislature's ability to create new taxes. Proposition 2 prohibits the state from ever taxing capital gains, and Proposition 6 prohibits any other states from taxing securities in Texas. Proposition 8 says Texas cannot create any kind of inheritance tax. Election day is Tuesday, November 4th, and early voting runs through next Friday. UNT is looking to increase student fees in order to boost athletics programs. This proposal will push athletic fees for each credit hour up by more than 10%. With the current fee being $17.85, next year's fee will be $20. It will eventually reach $25 per hour in 2029. This proposal will now push a total of $268 for 15 credit hours up to $300. The UNT Senate is set to vote continuing the increase, and there will also need to be a student vote.
Coming up, local sports may play sooner, changing how they do Friday night lights.
And a Denton theater has a second chance to thrive. See more and stay with us.
What happened to you?
My bike. My bike is gone.
Script in the teleprompter
Stolen
and it said
bikes
early
are
Vogue.
shaping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
Friday night football may be turning into Thursday night football across North Texas. Several school districts are moving their Friday games because of the threat of severe weather. As of this afternoon, Denton, Louisville, and Plano all say their Friday games will be played tomorrow night. McKinney, Highland Park, and Duncanville are also rescheduling their games. The school districts are looking at forecasts for bad weather overnight Thursday and again on Friday afternoon. Oh, and I don't know if you plan to head to any of those high school games.
I wasn't planning on going to any of those games, Annie, and it's for good reason. There's a lot of rain on the way.
Well, I was planning on filming with a football team, so that might throw a wrench into my plans.
I am afraid so. We'll see more of that in our 7-day forecast, but first, let's take an up-close look at the North Texas region. As you can see, it's a lot of high 70s, low 80s all around. Graham is actually in the lead at about 82 degrees, while here in Denton, we have the coolest weather at just 75. But as we transition to a look at across the state, we'll see just a little bit more variety. The lows get a little bit lower, and the highs get just a little bit higher, but not by much. It's, again, a lot of high 70s and low 80s. Next, as we look at our 7-day forecast, we will start to see some clouds coming in tomorrow, like I said earlier, in preparation for the rain this weekend. On Saturday, we've got a 95% chance of rain. It will also warm up while it's raining just a little bit. It won't be quite as cold in the mornings. We'll hit the 60s, and then the highs will stay in the 70s. But come Monday, it'll be sunny again, and we'll return to what appears to be our new status quo for this fall, where we'll have some chilly mornings and some chilly evenings, but for the bulk of our days, it'll actually be pretty nice. That's all I have for now. Back to you two at the desk.
Thank you, Owen, for that look at the weather. And now we have a look into the concerning relationship that social media has on those suffering from eating disorders.
Social media isn't going anywhere, and as we discover the consequences, Eating disorders come up more often than you may think. I spoke with Keely Jones, a research student here at UNT, to see the connections between the two.
So obviously there's not like an exact number, but people are very susceptible to eating disorders. I don't have the exact number without looking at my research, but I want to say about 1 in 8.
A major contributor to this large number is the amount of harmful content and how hard it is to get away from.
It is insanely difficult. I mean, literally anyone can be exposed to this stuff. I mean, with the way the algorithms are working these days, you literally can like one video and then every single video you see after your scroll is something related to what you're eating, how you look.
But Keely doesn't know eating disorders just from her research. This is also a personal experience.
I got diagnosed with 2 eating disorders in October of 2021, which was my junior year of high school. I started focusing on this when I got to college because I found a lot of the things that I was consuming on the media and things that I was seeing and being exposed to were contributing to the reason I had an eating disorder, which was how I felt about myself mentally and physically. I think it's important to be mindful about what you're watching and check in on your friends. I think that's another thing. Like, just, especially if you have a friend that you know has a really hard relationship with food, just offer to eat with them or hang out with them during mealtime and like kind of just be like, oh, we should go get this and that. Just be there for them, be their friend, make sure that they know it's okay to eat and that it doesn't matter what they're eating.
With NTTV, I'm Cameron Shields.
With the rising popularity of social media, there also comes a rising concern.
UT El Paso nursing students have a new teaching lab built on artificial intelligence. These mannequins allow nursing students to practice working on patients. In addition to real-life movements, the training patients can make sounds just like real patients. The idea is that students can learn from their mistakes without affecting real patients. Students say it is a much better learning experience.
Like a professor or another person focusing on giving you the responses, you could have like those automatically generated responses. The amount of information that is available through AI is like having that applicable to your like practice for like the sim lab is like really exciting.
The university says it's going to buy more of the mannequins as they get increased funding.
There are plenty of efforts to rescue stray animals, but finding forever homes can be difficult. One local yoga studio lets patrons stretch with these furry friends. They even have the opportunity to adopt them and take them home. Evanson Franklove reports.
With many shelters over capacity, one passionate individual teamed up with Dallas Dogger Rescue to make a change.
It's adoptable puppy yoga, and we do it once a month. And it's my husband and I have been fostering and rescuing through Dallas Dogger for 7 years now. And so we just decided that we would bring the puppies here. All the proceeds from each event go to the rescue. And it's just a fun event to socialize the puppies with other dogs and with other humans.
This is an opportunity for shelter dogs to get a sense of community and love.
The dogs that we pull are in the shelter, and they live day to day in the shelter. Very limited time out. They're in loud barking kennels with minimal socialization, overwhelming environment. They shut down, they get scared, their mentality starts to break down. When we pull them into the rescue, we put them into foster homes with loving families to prepare them for their forever home.
There are currently over 500 dogs in shelter facilities across the DFW Metroplex. The goal for Christina and Dallas Doggers is to deduct that number one dog at a time.
We see animals that are otherwise shy and scared come out of their shells, start playing with other dogs. That makes me feel good. I love that. And then, you know, when people show interest and start asking about fostering, adopting, rescuing, you know, that's...
Evanson Franklove had plenty of fun filming with those puppies, and always check your local animal shelter for your new best friend.
If you're looking for another way to have a great time this fall season, there's a new beer announced that can get the job done quick.
That's right, Annie. NTTV's Jackson Garrett Spring has more on the story. Jackson?
That's right, guys. If you're looking to have a good time, but you don't love the idea of having too many drinks, then Samuel Adams has you covered. The brand has just unveiled its new Utopia drinks with 30% alcohol by volume, with some calling it the strongest beer ever. It is so strong to the point that it is illegal in 15 states. Utopias have always been the brand's strongest beers, but this year's version has the highest ABV ever, and the company claims it has been their goal for years. Now, I may not be 21 just yet, but I will definitely be on the lookout once that time comes. But that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jackson. Coming up, we'll go back out to the square and hear more about our Mean Green sports.
And a wild bear went to the zoo to check on one exhibit. We have the story. Cool.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
It's been empty for more than 40 years, but that's about to change.
The Fine Arts Theater in Denton is finally getting a new life, and cinema fans are excited. Marguerite Calkins has more with this story.
I'm here in downtown Denton in front of the Fine Arts Theater. It's been closed for over 40 years, but now it's getting a big makeover. The city and local partners are spending about $10 million to bring it back. When it reopens, it'll be one of the few theaters in Texas that can show real film, both 35 and 70 millimeter. City leaders say this will bring more art, music, and life back to downtown. The theater is expected to reopen in the summer of 2026. And speaking of film, what do you know about the science of scary movies? Our live shot anchor Lucy Ritchie is at a local Denton spot who is showing us how fear and fun can be mixed. Lucy?
Good evening, Marguerite. We can see here at Eastside Denton that the chills aren't just for on screen. All month long, scary movie lovers will be coming here for late night horror screenings. And believe it or not, science says that there's a reason we enjoy being scared. According to researchers, when we're scared, our bodies go into fight or flight mode. Our heart races, we start to sweat, and adrenaline floods the body. But when we know we're safe, like watching a horror movie, that rush can actually be exciting. So that heart-pounding moment when the villain jumps out, it's your brain releasing adrenaline, the same chemical that makes roller coasters fun. Eastside Denton is achieving just that, turning fear into fun, showing scary movies every Wednesday night through the month of October. So movies for families start at 6 p.m. and it is 21 and up after 9 p.m. So if you're here for the fun or the fear, this is going on for the next 2 weeks. With NTTV News, I'm Lucy Ritchie.
Thanks, Lucy. Aaliyah, do you like gardening?
Only if you count succulents.
Fair enough, but at UNT, some students are taking it to the next level. NTTV's reporter Mavish Shah has more. Mavish?
That's right, you two. Amidst the hustle of campus life, there's a spot where students can grow more than just succulents. Let's take a look.
Right here behind me is UNT's Community Garden, a project that started with student initiative but continued due to UNT's sustainability goals.
Gardening and sustainability just together as a skill are really important, especially in these times, just so people have a little knowledge of like how to grow plants, grow food themselves, and kind of support themselves if they ever need to.
There is no lack of variety when it comes to what's grown.
Right now we're growing a lot of okra. Over the summer we grew a ton of tomatoes. Winter through fall we usually grow a lot of leaf veggies, so like kale, lettuce.
Located next to Crumley Hall, the garden is always open to volunteers.
It might have been the first community work day of the semester that I showed up, helped out, asked a whole lot of questions.
It is a job, it gets stressful sometimes, but I'm working with plants. I can't get too stressed with that.
The garden not only supports students' mental health, but also their physical well-being.
Whatever produce you don't take home actually gets it can be donated to the food pantry.
From stress relief to fighting food insecurity, the garden's roots run deep, growing both community and care. For NTTV News, Mavish Shah.
Is open to students, faculty, and staff. For more information, you can email them at communitygarden@unt.edu. Well, that's it from Positively North Texas today. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Mavish. Annie, did you watch any basketball games yesterday?
I did, but with more information on Dallas basketball and UNT basketball is our sports anchor, Gabby Pippins. Gabby?
Thanks, guys. That's right. The NBA season tipped off last night, and I'm already having a bit of basketball fever. We'll talk about the two games that happened last night, plus the Mavs season opener tonight, and our very own Mean Green basketball team. Stay with us. Yay! Thank you.
Yep. Card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DATQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DATQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
Let's talk about the NBA tip-off that happened last night with two big games, including the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. Now, this game was meant to be an easy win for the Thunder, but it turned into a one-point double overtime battle. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ended the first half with just 5 points, but his last-minute fourth-quarter jumper kept the Thunder in the game. He ended the night with 35 points, and Chet Holmgren followed close behind with 28 points for a narrow 125-124 win. The second game featured the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers in California, but without LeBron James. Despite Luka Doncic's insane 43-point performance, Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry combined for 54 points to secure the 119-109 win. Now, those are some of the national games, but tonight we've got a big NBA tip-off right here in the DFW, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Cooper Flagg, our #1 pick, is expected to start at the point guard position, which will allow Anthony Davis to play at center. This method was tested in a preseason game against the Utah Jazz, and both players combined for 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. Dallas's defense was also improved. The team had 8 steals and 10 blocks, and 4 of each came from Flagg and Davis. Now, like I said, you can catch this game tonight at 8:30 on ESPN. Now, those are some of the national games and even a local game, but you can't get more local than our UNT women's basketball team. I'm here with Jazzy, and we're going to talk just some of the things that we're looking forward to this season. So Jazzy, tell me, what are you looking forward to the most in this upcoming season?
Hi, I'm looking forward to competing with this team and doing well in conference to lead us into the postseason.
Perfect, yeah, and what do you think may be one of those challenges that might be a little hard, maybe a matchup or something you're anticipating, and how do you think your team will get over that?
Well, I think we have a lot of Power 4, Power 5 matchups that we can compete in, and I think that will lead us into season.
Awesome, and my last question for you is, how do you think you as an individual and the team can improve this season to do what you need to do?
I think we can always improve on team chemistry. I'm super excited to grow with them and learn with them, and I think that's what we can improve on, and we continue to do so every day.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much, Jazzy. I really appreciate it. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Here's a wild story from a California zoo.
The bear exhibit at this California zoo. Psych, I lied. They don't even hear me. I didn't even realize. Wait, no, that's VO. It says VO runs.
Yeah, it's a minute.
Freak. Okay. The bear exhibit at this California zoo had an unexpected visitor. This wild bear decided to drop in on this exhibit at the Sequoia Park.
The bears in the exhibit are animals that were captured after they threatened visitors in the area. They seem to be quite happy with their wild visitor. Park workers opened a gate and the wild visitor walked on out.
That's a pretty crazy story.
I know, in California too, that's where I'm from.
I know, and I don't know if those bears were scared or not. It's kind of like seeing a wild bear come in. I don't know.
Thank you for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.